Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to explain subject-verb agreement. What is subject-verb agreement and what is its importance? Today I will explain this one. What is a subject-verb agreement? Here, a verb must agree with its subject in number and person. A verb must agree with its subject in number and person. What does it mean? Let's see, I am giving one example. 1.5 lemons are enough. So 1.5 lemons is or are enough. Now is or are, which one is right here? This is subject, 1.5 lemons. Subject 1, you must remember 1.5. After that you have to use plural nouns, but singular verb. So if you write are, you must think that lemons are there, so are is the right answer. But no, not. It is. Another example I am giving you, that is 2/3 of the land is or are cultivated. So 2/3 of the land is or 2/3 of the land, that is the subject, is or are verb. Now 2/3 is there, so you may think it is plural, but if you write that one are, that is wrong. So is cultivated. So why this type of things are happening here? Why instead of are plural verb we are using singular? That is the things we learn here. This is the most interesting one. I am certain that after this class your subject-verb agreement will be as easy as ABC. So let's continue. A singular subject takes the verb in singular and a plural subject takes the verb in plural. What does it mean? A singular subject takes the verb in singular and a plural subject takes the verb in plural. Let's see. Ram is a good boy. Ram, singular subject, one boy's name, therefore is. And a plural subject, Ram and Sam. Are brothers. Look here. Here, Ram and Sam, two boys are there, so it is plural, therefore are brothers. Got it? So a singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes a plural verb. That is the simple thing. You have to remember. If two singular nouns joined by and. Next rule. If two singular subjects join by and express only one idea or denotes only one person or thing, then it will be a singular subject and singular verb you have to use. And remember, if two subjects joined by and express one idea or one person or one thing, then the verb in singular you have to use. As for example, the headmaster and secretary is coming. The headmaster and secretary. Look here, I have used here only one article, the headmaster. and secretary is coming. The headmaster and a conjunction secretary. You may think two separate or different persons, but actually not. Here one article also is there. This way also you can recognize one article. The headmaster, the secretary. If it were the secretary, in that case are coming. But here is. Two subjects are there. The headmaster and the secretary. Secretary only here. So the headmaster and secretary. You have to use here is. Got it? Here also are given Ram and Sam are brothers, because they are indicating both different, but here only one person. Similarly, what happens? 5 kilometers is a long distance to walk. 5 kilometers, but it shows the collectiveness. 5 kilometers. Therefore, you have to use is. You cannot use are. 5 kilometers are long distance. If you write, that is wrong. So, second rule, if two or more subjects connected by or joined by and express only one idea, one person, one thing, then the verb in singular you have to use. After a subject with every, each, any, everyone, someone, anything, and nothing, a singular verb you have to use. So, after a subject with every, each, any, someone, anyone, nothing, like this, you have to use a singular noun. Therefore, a verb in singular you have to use. Look here, example, each boy. Each boy is naughty. Each boy is naughty. Or each girl, each boy is, you cannot write. If you write each boy is, that is wrong. So, what happens after a subject with? After a subject with every, each, any, someone, anyone, nothing, like this you have to use a singular noun or pronoun. Therefore, a verb in singular you have to use. Like this, each boy is naughty, each boy was present in the meeting, each boy were, or each boys were, you cannot write. Every boys or every girls were beautiful, you cannot write. Every boys, girls, you cannot write. You have to write each boy, each girl, each man, like this. Another, if two or more singular subjects preceded, if two or more singular subjects preceded by each and every and connected with and connected with and, then you have to use the verb in singular. If what happened, two or more singular subjects preceded by each or every and connected with and, you have to use the verb in singular. Look here, each boy and each girl and each man was present in the fair. So, each boy, each girl, each man, and connected with and, or here you can give also comma. Then you may think that it must be plural, each boy, each girl, and each man. So, you may use was, means were or are, but that is wrong. That's why if two or more singular subjects preceded by each or every and they are connected with and, a verb in singular you have to use. That's why a verb in singular was or is, you can write also is present in the fair. Number 5, two or more singular subjects connected by or, nor, either or, neither nor. So at the time we have to use the verb in singular. When two or more singular subject joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, then you have to use a verb in singular. Look here, either he or she. He or his brother is made the mistake. So either he or his brother made the mistake. So what happened? Either or connected he and his brother. So he and his brother are singular. So two or more singular subjects, as I told you, if connected with or, nor, either or, neither nor, in that case you have to use singular verb. So therefore he or his brother here singular and connected with either or, therefore it is singular verb you have to use. But if the subjects of different numbers, here singular, both are singular. But if the subjects of different numbers are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, in that case the plural number, the subject in plural number will come last and the verb you have to use in plural. Let's see one example. Neither he or nor, neither he or nor his brothers were there. Neither he nor his brothers, that is plural, and he singular. Here two different numbers are there. But in the first, both are singular numbers. If two or more singular subjects are joined with either or, neither nor, or nor, in that case you have to use a singular verb. But if the subjects are of different numbers, so the plural number will come last and plural verb you have to use like this. Neither he nor his brothers. His brothers, that is plural. Therefore, the verb you have to use in plural. But if the both subjects are singular, in that case, singular verb. But if one is plural and another is singular, the plural will come last and you have to use plural verb. Got it? Now next, when a plural noun follows number of or majority of, a lot of, that means when a plural subject or noun follows number of, majority of, a lot of, in that case normally you have to use plural verb. As a large number of boys were quarreling. A large number of boys, so plural noun I have used. So you also have to use plural noun. After a number of, or majority of, or a lot of, generally a plural noun you have to use and normally a plural verb you have to use. Got it? More than one is singular. More than one is singular and therefore takes a singular verb. But more than two, more than three is treated as a compound of two or three. Therefore, a plural verb is used. Let's see one example. More than one man was present in the meeting. So, more than one, if there is in the subject, so it is singular, therefore, you have to use more than. You may think more than one, that means many are there, so you may use plural verb, but that is wrong. More than one, so you have to use noun singular after more than one. And therefore, you have to use singular verb, a verb in singular. So, more than one man was present, but more than two, more than three, more than four, whatever. So, in that case, a plural noun you have to use and the verb in plural you have to use. Like this, more than two men. More than two men. Here I written man, here men were present. Got it? So, more than one is treated as singular, therefore, you have to use a singular verb. And more than two is treated as the compound of two, and therefore, a plural verb you have to use. Next rule what? Half, heaps, lots, 2/3, 3/4, 2/4, so whatever. If what happens? It is followed by an uncountable noun, then you have to use a singular verb. Half, heaps, lots, 2/3, 3/4. etc. takes a singular verb if they are followed by an uncountable noun. But if they are followed by a plural noun or countable noun, in that case, a plural verb you have to use. As I showed you earlier in the beginning, one example, can you remember that half of the land is cultivated, but here half of the apples, that means in the basket, half of the apples in the basket are bad. In that case, are apples, that is plural. So, see here, 2/3 of the land is cultivated. Two-thirds of the land is uncountable. 2/3 of the sugar is finished, is sugar uncountable. Similarly, 2/3 of the men in the meeting were creating a lot of disturbance. So, were or are, because men countable, plural. So, therefore, also half, heaps, lots, 3/4, 2/3, whatever. After them, if there is an uncountable noun, in that case you have to use a verb in singular. And if the noun is plural, then you have to use the verb in plural. After 1.5, you have to use a plural noun, but a verb in singular or a singular verb you have to use. And remember this, after 1.5, a plural noun is used. After 1.5, a plural noun is used, means you have to use a plural noun, but a verb in singular or a singular verb you have to use. Look here, 1.5 mangoes is enough. So 1.5 mangoes, plural, but you cannot write are. That is the rule. After 1.5, a plural noun is used, but You have to use a singular verb. The greater or the greatest is considered as singular when they refer to an amount or quantity. But they are plural when they refer to a number. Like this, look at one example. The greatest part of the land. Is uncultivated. The greatest part of the land is uncountable, therefore is singular verb. What I said, the greater or the greatest part of something. If it refers to an amount or quantity, then it will be a singular, otherwise a plural verb you have to use. As the greatest part of the boys, the greatest part of the boys were mischievous in the function. So boys were, boys plural, that is number plural, and therefore have to use a plural verb. Understood? Let's see the next rule. When subjects are joined by, with, along with, or as well as. When subjects are joined by, with, along with, or as well as, you have to remember then the verb agrees with the first subject. When two subjects are joined by, with, along with, or as well as, the verb agrees with the first subject. Therefore, the teacher along with his students were coming or are coming. Sorry, is coming. You may think that the along with his students, that is plural, therefore you may write here plural, but that is wrong. So because along with is there, the teacher, therefore the first one will be the subject. Got it? So therefore when subjects are joined by, with, along with, together with, as well as, in that case the verb agrees with the first subject. That's why the teacher is the subject here, and teacher is singular, and you have to use a singular verb. Next rule, what? When the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun. When the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, care should be taken. Because what? That the verb agrees the subject in number and person of the antecedent of the relative pronoun. What is it? What is the meaning of it? Let's see. I. Let's see one example. I, who, dash, your friend, always, should, stand by you. Now, I, who, here am is are. Which one is the right one? But here you have to write am. I, who am. But why am? Because of what? Who? Its antecedent I. After I, what we use? Am. Therefore, that's why I told what? When the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, care should be taken to see that the verb agrees in number and person of the antecedent of the relative pronoun. Antecedent means here that is the thing. The man who is standing there. The man who is standing there, because the man antecedent who is describing the man here is adjective clause. So like this. Another thing, many a or many an is singular, but a great many, a good many, too many are plural. Therefore, they take plural verb. As for examples, a great many boys were fighting. A great many boys were fighting, but many a boy was fighting. Got it? Another rule, what? After none or none but. After none or none but, you can use both, either a singular or a plural verb. Therefore, like this, none of them has or have done this. None of them has or have done this. None but fools. None but fools are or is to believe it. So this is all. Just I have discussed the important rules there. Some important rules so that the students may feel easy to write in English. Still, if you have any doubts, you may write in the comment section. Definitely, I will reply it personally. But please, if you are new, subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot for watching.